Hello, my name is Anthony Rubencan, and this is my marketing plan project. I did my marketing plan project on PCGS, otherwise known as Professional Coin Grading Service. So to give a brief background of PCGS, the company was founded by 7 different people, and the main reason they founded this company was because there was one known grading service back in the 1980s, but their quality of grading wasn't known to be the best. So people were overpaying or underpaying for a specific coin. And in the coin market, that's a huge deal. So the company itself and the founders, they created this company because they wanted to combat overgrading and ripoffs so that you could get the best price for your dollar. Um, PCGS is also a sister company to PSA and CCE, with the parent company being Collectors Universe. PSA is, you might have seen it, it's for grading cards instead of coins or currency. And CCE is like a collector's or coin collector exchange. So it's where dealers can communicate back and forth and trade coins. And if you look at the image to the right here, this is a PCGS graded penny. It's just, your standard 1973 penny. But what makes it so significant is that it graded as a MS 67, which on the PCGS scale, the highest it goes up to is a 70. So that's pretty significant, and so significant that the coin itself sold on heritage auctions for $282. That's 28,000 times the value of the face value. So it's a huge market. People are investing in this because people pay for the collectible coins, and a penny could change your life forever. I mean, this one sold for $282, and this is just scraping the surface of what they actually grade that's higher value. So for my situation analysis, PCGS is a third-party grading service that only offers the service of grading coins. That's basically all they do. I mean, they founded the company so that they could almost issue a line of credibility so that the coins that were graded, they've all seen the same person or same set of people, just ensure the highest quality grade is issued. And in the actual grading process itself, they'll have 2 different graders grade one coin, and if those 2 graders disagree on one coin, they'll have a third grader be the deciding factor in what the actual grade is. So on top of that, PCGS also demonstrates and promises an innovation for the holders and slabs used to protect the coins that they grade. So if you look to the right again, there's 2 different images. One says old style and the other says new style. The old style is the older style slabs that they used to put the coins in to protect them. And as you can see at the very top, you have the grade in the center, the year in the top left, the amount of the currency, so this is a dollar coin in the top right, and then the bottom in that same image you have the coin type and then the serial number that goes with that issue. Well, they kind of kept the same style. Looking at the right, you have the year in the top left, the amount in the top right, you still have the grade in the center, and the same issue number and same coin type, but they're modernizing their company because now they have a barcode, and on the back there's also a QR code that'll actually bring you to their website and say that the coin is genuine and it's a real coin, and it'll show the grade, the value that it's worth, and so much more information that just wasn't accessible back then. So on top of that, they're also believed by many to be one of the top coin grading companies. So there's 3 or 4 other companies out there, only 3 that actually count aside from PCGS, and we'll talk about them in the competitive analysis. Their main market strategy is to focus on the quality of the grading service. This is something they really stress. They have all kinds of high-tech equipment to make sure it's a real coin. There's not any signs of like cleaning or environmental damage. They go through a pretty intense technical process to actually issue the highest grade for the coin. So a fun fact about that too is because technology advanced so much since the 1980s, if you buy a coin that was graded in the 1980s and you regrade it nowadays, for paying 20 bucks, you have the potential to raise the actual coin grade up 1 point. And when I say 1 point, that means the grade of a MS62 or MS65 and raise that to a MS63 or MS66. And that 1 point raise can increase the value anywhere between $10 and $1,000, depending on the mint mark, the year, the mintage. It's so much more. I mean, people they pay crazy money for this stuff. What else here? PCGS is believed by many to have launched the coin market when it first launched in 1986, and this is because when they were launching, the 7 founders, they got together and they were talking to authorized coin dealers, and the coin dealers pretty much fell in love with this idea of a high quality grading service. So I think right out of the gate they had 50 authorized dealers without even setting up the company yet. And once you have the dealers, that's like your communication channel. PCGS, they're at the end of the line. They receive your coins and they grade it. But then you have the authorized dealers that actually take those graded coins and they'll sell them to the collectors themselves. And on top of all this too, PCGS is an international company, so they have an international market approach. They have their main base in the States is in California, Long Beach, but they have a Europe base in, I believe, Paris, and then they also have an Asia base. I'm not sure about Africa, but I wouldn't doubt it none. So they're tapping into every little market that they can. It is a limited market because it's really driven by the collectors and the collectors themselves, just because people are paying for the value of the rare coin. So just a little bit more about the situation analysis. I'm going to stress this a lot in my PowerPoint just because it's true. Opportunity is limited by the market. So the market is truly defined by people buying these graded coins, and who's going to be that person that pays for that $282 penny. There's not a whole lot of people that actually do that, but when you do have the right market and you do have the right setup, as long as you can create a continuous flow, money's going to be in and out the door, thus raising profits. So personal collectors and dealers drive the market, as stressed as before. But what PCGS does that's so different from everyone else is that they have quarterly promotions offered to drive the market. So an example of this for last quarter is if you grade 15 coins, you'll have free shipping included. So that's a great marketing strategy on their point. I'll also stress some of the other things that they're doing with promotions and the quarterly aspects. But the market is very slow growing due to dependency on attracting personal collectors, and the PCGS target market is personal collectors. So again, I'm just really trying to stress this point. There's really no other market aside from the collectors market that PCGS is in. Like I said, they're just at the very end of the line. They receive the coin, they grade it, they give it to a dealer, and then the dealer will sell it to personal collectors. So looking at the competitive market analysis, these are 3 competitors to PCGS. From left to right, there's NGC, NX, and then ICG. Of all 3 of these competitors, NGC is the biggest competitor because they have a high sense of quality and they offer similar prices compared to PCGS. And really the only deciding factor on choosing PCGS over NGC might be the cycle time to completing an actual grade, which can take anywhere between 3 and 30 business days. It all depends on what you pay for the service level. Annex itself, that was the company that made PCGS, wannabe PCGS back in the 1980s. They have really mixed quality in the sense that you could pay $500 for a coin that's only worth $5, or you could pay $5 for a coin that's worth $5,000. It goes both ways, and because they don't have a strong sense of quality and they are that mixed with their grades, it was making a lot of people angry because they weren't getting what they paid for. ICG, this company is a little weird compared to the other two in the sense that these people don't really put as much research into the coins themselves when they grade them. So a lot of people will call ICG like a self-slabbed coin, meaning that I could buy a slab, put it in, and assign the grade for the coin and then resell it. So there's not a whole lot of research and trust in this company, and that's why you'll have really, really low prices for coins that supposedly grade as a perfect 70, but in reality they're probably close to a 60. So for my 4Ps in my Ansoff analysis, I'll start with the Ansoff analysis to the left. So the market penetration, if we increase marketing of the current services and perhaps show difference of quality with respect to our competitors, I really, really feel like it would be helpful for PCGS. On top of that, for product development, they could accept consumer input while innovating these slabs for graded coins. For marketing development, you could promote international presence and/or research methods to increase self-input for highest potential output. And for diversification, you could innovate more slabs specifically for consumer use and not just for graded coins. So like I said on the last slide, this would be in the case of the ICG graded coins. Now for the 4Ps, the price is very dependent on the speed and value of the coin. So they have 5 or so different service levels, and what they'll do is they'll allow a maximum coin value per service level. So if I want to go a slow speed, I think the slowest is the economy service level, which you'll have to pay $16 and wait 30 business days, and the maximum coin value can only be up to $300. If it's anything above $300 after it's graded, then they'll tap you into the next service level, which could be standard or a walkthrough. Where a walkthrough, for comparison of the economy, it'll take 3 business days but cost you $150 to complete. Promotion is very much needed from PCGS. There's not much that would attract non-collectors, and I say this because the only kinds of promotions that you actually see are on their website, and you're not going to know their website exists until you know they exist. They have one informational piece on YouTube, and that's about as far as they get as far as promotion gets. They don't have any, on TV commercials because they have a limited market and they're not really attracting that many customers. For Place, they have a really, really good setup. They have online submission centers, authorized dealers that can submit coins to be graded to them, and then international sites. So if you're in-person kind of person, you can go to a dealer and they'll submit it to PCGS for you, or you could just do it all from home online, print it out, and bring it to the post office, and that'll take care of everything. So the actual product is the product is a grading service where the coin submitted receives a grade and the slab, and that's about as far as their product goes. They also have a on-site store, which they just sell basic, coin collecting supplies, such as stickers. And people, you might laugh at stickers, but from the coin collecting perspective, stickers are in very, very high demand. And because they're in high demand, you can raise the price a little bit. So for STP and VALS analysis, I'll start with VALS analysis on the right-hand side. For my 3 types of people that I would define as PCGS, I would say it'd be the survivors, thinkers, and innovators. Survivors because brand loyalty is key to PCGS's success. A lot of people will choose PCGS just because it's a household name in the collectors community. For the thinkers, many who buy these graded coins put a lot of research into the pricing and quality prior to purchase. And PCGS, they offer on-site price guides, so it could help these kinds of personalities be more inclined to purchase something from them because they're not withholding any kind of information. As far as the innovators go, PCGS is basically in a single market, but accounts for most of the market cap. And I say that because there's multiple coin grading services that are out there, but of the four that count, PCGS dominates the market. They're not quite the monopoly because NGC has a really, really strong presence, but they do have a strong enough presence to dominate the prices. So for my STP analysis, for the market segmentation, most, if not all, of the consumers of PCGS services are collectors of coins. Consumer interest and potential value drives the market. So, yeah, your consumers for PCGS, you're not going to have, someone that's looking to window shop randomly strolling the PCGS just because they're that specific on the product that they sell. As far as market targeting goes, quarterly promotions are offered to appeal to have collectors get more coins graded, thus raising potential profit. We'll see an ad at the very end of what they try to do for creative analysis. I think it's the last or so slide. As far as product positioning goes, coins graded through PCGS have the tendency to be graded to a higher standard. Thus is why the graded coins sell for such a premium. So looking back at slide 1 or 2 where you saw the graded penny that sold for $282, if that penny was graded from NGC with the same overall grade, it might sell for a lower price, and it's not because it's in worse condition. It's just because of the brand itself. People will pay more because they trust PCGS to actually go through and grade their coins to a higher quality than any other company. So this is my BCG matrix analysis. So the cash cows in this situation would be the actual graded coins, because PCGS puts very little money into this service, but it generates so much money as compared to the dog in the situation, which would be a blue carrier case, which if you look at it closely, you can see the slots where the graded coins would be. People will buy these for storage, and PCGS typically sends your coins back in one of these cases. So it costs low to manufacture, but when they do sell it on their website, it brings in really, really minimum profit. For my question marks, I did the PCGS online store just because you don't generate a whole lot of profit, but there are other fees included with setting up the online website. You're going to have customer service reps on hand and ready to take any calls or orders on site. You have to pay for the website itself and some other fees on top of that. Now for my stars, this is really smart on PCGS's end. They have a membership level that you could sign up for. And basically what they do is they have 3 different membership levels. So you can pay for silver, which is the lower membership level, or you can pay for platinum, which is the highest. And really, all the memberships remain the same. The only difference is you get 4 coin vouchers for grading at the gold level and then 8 at the platinum level. So the service levels basically pay for the grading service. There's nothing significant that separates one from the other. So for the mission, vision, and strategy, the mission, and I took this directly from one of the PCGS online quotes, it was to provide the most consistent and unbiased opinion concerning the authenticity and grade of collectible coins. The vision is to be the most reliable grading service to provide the best coin holders to maintain value of the coins and condition of the coins, and provide an estimate of price that best reflects the grade of a particular coin. And as far as the strategy goes, it wants to offer different levels of services. So again, I mentioned this before, you could pay $16 for a service that could take roughly 30 business days, or you could pay $150 for something that takes 3 business days. And again, you could also have the different levels of memberships. So for the SWOT analysis, the strengths would be proven high quality, innovative designs to the actual coin slabs, and then international submission sites. The weaknesses would be a very bland market and market dependent on collectors and only offers a grading service and basic supplies. I feel like that shouldn't be a weakness just because it's their entire company, it's what they do. They offer coin grading services and they offer basic supplies for coin grading. Excuse me. So for opportunity, they are a sister company to CCE and PSA, so they are in other markets, or they could be in other markets directly if they decided to go that route. They have a market presence in graded paper currency. It's through like a subsidiary of PCGS. It's not officially PCGS, but it's not as popular as the coin grading service, so not a lot of people use it, but it is there and it could go up in time. And market is driven by collectors, so the more collectors that you have, there's tons of potential for making tons of profit. As far as threats go, you have the competitors of NGC, Annex, and ICG. You have a very, very limited market because, again, it's just the collectors, and there's a lack of promotion, so that could hurt their customer potential. So for the creative strategies, to the left is a promotion that they decide to do this quarter for 2018. So typically, there's coin grading boxes that they send the coins back to your address when everything's graded. They're typically blue. So what they did is they just changed the color to green, and they say, what is this? By submitting 5 or more coins for grading and authentication, they'll send you back one of these green cases. Now, I sent in 1 coin to be graded through this company not too long ago, and they sent me back a blue one. So the only thing that's significant about this promotion is if you send 5, you get the limited edition green case. So I thought that was really creative on their end to try to push for a little bit more input. And then to the right, I like this just because I'm a nerdy type. So they have a periodic table of US coins. So it's not significant, and it is at the same time. So this is more or less something that PCGS offers as a different product. It's not something they do pretty often, but it's a limited edition product that they actually have. And basically, this could appeal to different kinds of innovator types if you go back to Duval's analysis, or any of the thinkers, or anyone with a strong science background. I feel like this would appeal to them just because it is the periodic table of different coins. So if you're into science and you're into coins, that's the Hail Mary for you. Great, and that's my presentation. So I thank you for watching this. I didn't intend it to be about 23 minutes, but thank you for sitting through this and taking the time to watch it. Feel free to email me if you have any questions. Again, my name is Anthony Rubencan, and I can be reached at anthony.rubencan@wilkes.edu.